Imagine a voice that's shaped debates for decades, a man who commands millions with every word. Suddenly pausing, his eyes soften. He speaks not of politics or power, but of a woman. At 63, after a lifetime in the spotlight, he finally says it. She's the love of my life. In that moment, the world sees, not the broadcaster, but the man. He wasn't born for fame. Born in a working-class neighborhood in New York, the youngest of 4, he grew up in a house where discipline was daily bread. His dad enforced order in courtrooms. His mum kept it in prisons. Money was tight, but love was loud Sunday dinners, shared laughs, the kind of roots that don't let go. As a kid, he mowed lawns, fixed bikes, anything to earn $1. But at night, when the house went quiet, he'd twist the radio dial. Voices spilled out, angry, passionate, alive. They weren't just talking, they were changing things, and something in him stirred. By 12, he was scrubbing dishes. 13, flipping burgers. He painted houses, poured drinks, hammered nails. Every job taught him grit, but none fed the hunger. Radio did. One day, in a sleepy California college station, he grabbed a mic for free. The signal barely reached the parking lot, but to him, it was the world. From there, he climbed small towns, bigger cities, until a new network took a chance on a guy with fire in his voice and no filter. Overnight, he was debating on national TV, opposite views clashing like thunder. Audiences couldn't look away. He didn't just speak, he fought to be heard. But off-air, different story. Colleagues saw a quiet man, loyal, private, faith-driven. He'd talk about his parents' kitchen table, the way his mom prayed before meals, how nothing felt safer than that. Fame gave him a stage, but it couldn't fill a home. Then he met her, a sharp-eyed journalist in Alabama, calling in tips to his radio show. Professional at first, then not. They were both young, both chasing dreams, both unafraid to work late. In 1993, they married. Nothing fancy, just vows and hope. She became his anchor. When their son arrived in 98, he learned diapers between broadcasts. When their daughter followed, he coached her swings at the park while memorizing scripts. He was everywhere and nowhere, torn between studio lights and bedtime stories. Success kept rising. So did the distance, the travel, the pressure, the unspoken strain of a life half-lived in public. They tried. God, they tried. But by 2019, after 26 years, they chose peace over pretense. No headlines, no muds, just two people who once promised forever, now promising their kids the world. They co-parented like prostinous matches, graduations, holidays, split with grace. But inside, he was hollow. The man who controlled every argument couldn't fix a broken heart. He threw himself into routine. Dawn workouts, prayer work, no dating rumors, no tabloid bait. He guarded his kids' privacy like a fortress. Friends worried. Was this it? The fighter, finally down, but quietly, something shifted. He started noticing small things against sunsets. Old songs, the way laughter feels when it's real. He wasn't chasing love. He was healing. If this story touches your heart, please share it. And love, it doesn't knock. It waits in the hallway you walk every day. She'd been there for years. A morning host with a Carolina lilt and a smile that cut through cynicism. She'd built her own career, raised a daughter alone, survived 2 marriages that ended in lessons, not bitterness. Faith kept her steady. Kindness kept her kind. They'd nodded in passing at the network for over a decade, shared green rooms, swapped stories about kids' school plays, nothing more. Then one day, a conversation lingered. She asked about his son's tennis serve. He asked about her daughter's science fair. Simple, safe, but something clicked. Respect turned to curiosity, curiosity to comfort. They started grabbing coffee between segments, talking faith, talking failure, talking fear. She saw the man behind the mic. He saw the woman behind the mask. No grand gestures, no paparazzi stakeouts. They went to church together, sitting in the back row like any other couple. She led Bible studies. He showed up early to help set chairs. Colleagues noticed first. He smiled more. His edges softened. She brought light where shadows had lived too long. He brought strength where doubt had crept in. Years passed like that, quiet, steady, real. Then, on air, not a special, not a tell-all, just a regular segment. He paused. The guest had thanked him for something small. He waved it off. Gratitude's everything, he said. Then, softer, I'm lucky. At this age, I found someone who gets me. Through everything. She makes me better every day. No name, no drama, just truth. The studio went still. Viewers froze. This wasn't the warrior. This was the man. 63 years old, voice cracking just enough to prove he meant it. She's the love of my life. Social media lit up, not with gossip, with heart. People who'd argued with him for decades suddenly saw a father, a fighter, a human. He didn't explain further, didn't need to. The ones who mattered already knew. Today, he's still on air, sharp as ever, but there's a warmth now, a pause before the punchline, a gratitude that wasn't there before. He's not chasing youth or headlines. He's living fully, quietly, deeply, with her, with his kids, with faith that carried him through loss and delivered him to love again. His story isn't about fame finding romance. It's about a man who lost, learned, and let himself love anyway. It's proof that hearts don't retire, they rebuild. That second chances aren't myths, they're miracles in plain sight. That sometimes the greatest victory isn't winning the argument, it's coming home. If this moved you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear that it's never too late. Love doesn't care about your age, your scars, or your schedule. It just waits for you to be ready.